This story happened about 3 years ago. My wife and I bought a Vitamix, and I don't know if anyone is familiar with what that is, but it's basically a blender. It's like a high-powered, $400, like, super blender that you could put anything into and make a smoothie. So I got into this kale smoothie kick, and kale is like this really leafy, thick steak, cut it with a knife, vegetable. And I was making these kale smoothies and taking them to work, and I'd drink them all morning, and it was great. They were so healthy. Like, the way that my body would react to the smoothie was like if you took my colon out of my body and just took one end and out of my ass was like a fire hose. Boom! And I felt so good, I must be so clean because everything's clean. And this went on for like 9 days, and I was loving it. And then on the 10th day, I'm at work and I had just finished the smoothie, and it was about, I don't know, it must have been mid-morning, and I felt a fart coming on. And that's nothing to get excited about, just, a normal fart. And I look around and at the other desk, and no one's really paying attention. People have headphones on, so I'm like, all right, I'm just going to let them lean over. And instead of the normal, dry, warm air, it's like a bubbly wetness. And I knew I had soiled myself. And instantly I felt my face go red, and I must have made a sound. I gasped, like the same kind of sound that if I accidentally cut my nuts off with scissors. I was like, whoa! And I jumped up and I ran to the bathroom. Thank God it's like a one-person bathroom. So I go in and I lock the door and I take everything out of my pockets and I put it on the counter. And I undo, I pull down my shorts, my underwear, and I look down at the mess, and it was just awful. Green, brown, slime, chunks, just awful. And so I carefully took my shoes off and I stepped out. And then I realized there was more where that came from, so I sat down and just evacuated. As that's going on, I lean over and I take my underwear out to see what's going on with the shorts, and it leaked through. There's a big stain on the inside of my shorts, and I turn the shorts over, and it's all on the outside of the shirt. It's soaked through, and it's like this 6-inch stain on the back of my shorts. And I remember one time I had seen this collection of photos online of these people at Walmart. It was like various degrees of gross. And one of the photos was this guy that had this identical stain in his shorts. And I thought, what is wrong with this guy? Oh, it's disgusting. And here I was, this guy now. Like, we were like brothers in shit. And so, I finished. Once I was, wiped up clean and whatever, I stood up and I walked over to the sink, and naked, just my shirt and my socks. And I had to wash my shorts. And I thought, I can't just soak my shorts. So I got a paper towel and I tried to dab at the stain, just got bigger. So I turned it inside out and I dabbed the other side, it got bigger. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I gotta go home, and I'm gonna have to walk through Midtown and to the subway with this giant stain on the ass of my pants. And so once I had finished with soaping and water, and I put them aside, and then I took my underwear, and it's like a Rorschach test. And I should have just thrown them out, but I couldn't. They were, not only were they jockeys, like $9, comfortable. This was the first day I had worn them. I couldn't just toss them out. So I filled up the sink and I washed them like an old school cloth diaper. And that was when I started crying. Because I realized why they invented the word mortified at this point. So ashamed. Like, a grown man shouldn't ever have to wash shit out of his underwear in the bathroom at work. It's just wrong. So once they were, as clean as they were going to get, I rinsed them out, and I whatever the hell that word is, put my shorts on, took the wet underwear, stuffed them in my pocket. I don't know where else am I going to put them. I didn't want to put my keys or my phone in there, because who knows what's going on in there, so I carried it all back to my desk and locked up my computer, took my bag, got the hell out of there, right? And as I'm leaving, I call my wife, and I'm like, honey, I had to go home. I had an accident at work. She's like, what happened? I pooped my pants. And she started laughing. She's like, well, don't do that. You scared me. I said, I know, I'm sorry. She was like, okay, well, go home, take a shower. When I get home, I'll take care of you. I said, thank you. She did. She's a great woman. But from that day forward, when it comes to kale smoothies, I'm just Nancy Reagan.